So we're finally here. I know everyone is probably tired and it's what a long day indeed. So, first of all, we just like to take the time to welcome everyone and bearing the time during the course of the day, during the course of the proceedings. It was indeed a long day, but guess what? Tonight has now started. So let us also give a round of applause to our newlyweds here who look absolutely extravagant tonight. We have a short program planned here, and it begins by the speeches. You can't have a wedding ceremony without some speeches with people bringing any greetings on either side there. I would first like to call on Miss Vindra Ruplal, the aunt of the bride, who she calls Auntie Vindra, to please come to the stage and bring greetings on behalf of the bride. Okay, so we'll get back to that, Miss. She's unavailable at this time. So now we will go on to. Okay, so Miss Vindra won't be available there, so we'll ask for Krishna Ruplal to come. We have his. Candice, you stand please. Are you Candice? All right, come to the stage then.
Good here, right?
I think so. Hi, good evening, everyone. I thought I'd get away. Let me first try to introduce myself. I'm Candice. I am related to Andrew. Well, my husband is Andrew's father's cousin. So that's a little confusing, but So when I joined this family in 2003, Anjana, or Andrew as we call her, was just a little girl. She was cute, sweet, and quiet. That has not changed. I look at her here today looking so radiant and glamorous, and I realize that Andrew has grown up, but she is still very much the little girl that I knew so many years ago. Unpretentious, kind, and loving. Over the years, I have watched Andrew grow into a strong, confident, beautiful young woman, and I know that Indra and Vishnu are immensely proud of her and her accomplishments. Afraz, you couldn't have met a better match. She is still sweet and quiet, but also independent, fierce, and determined. So look out for her hot mouth. I'm sure you met it already. But always remember, no matter what, Andrew is also sensible, dependable, and reliable. After being married for so long, I feel it is my duty to share some of my learnings, because indeed, marriage is a learning curve. I want to share two things. One thing I learned very early on in my marriage, and the other I learned very recently. The first, a successful marriage is based on communication. Tell each other how you feel. Don't be petty about it. Don't hold it in. Don't let it explode one day in the most resentful manner. Find a moment to share your feelings honestly and gently. The second, a friend of mine recently told me that the key to a peaceful and happy marriage is to learn each other's love language. And I don't mean that in a rude way. The 5 love languages refer to the way that we show and receive love from our partners. Whether it is words of affirmation, tell her that she looks beautiful. Tell him that he did good. Acts of service. Do things, little things, that you know that each other would like, even if it is the most insignificant thing. Give gifts, no matter how small or big. Spend quality time with each other, no matter how short a time it is, it must be quality time. And last of all, physical touch. Never stop holding hands. Never stop hugging each other. Figure out what each other wants at every moment and give it to them. In closing, I would like to leave you with the words of the greatest poet, Shakespeare. May a flock of blessings light upon thy back. I wish for you prosperity and a long and happy marriage, and however many children you want. Thank you. Congratulations.
Next, I would like to call on one of the cousins of the groom to come and bring greetings, Mr. Stefan Ramgulam.
Good evening, everybody. Congratulations again to the lovely groom and bride. So, for all those who do know me, you all know that I'm not good at wedding speeches, right? The last one, I didn't even make it to the stage. To Afraz and Anjana, I want you both to know that marriage is amazing and it's complicated. Many moons ago, Afraz, when you first saw Anjana, right, you found someone who made you unbelievably happy. And from then to now, she's the person you would have spent the most time with than anyone else in your life. I want you to know that weddings are beautiful and full of the happiest moments, the happiest memories, but marriage is hard. But at the same time, marriage can be simple. It can be messy, yet easy, right? Marriage is an amalgamation of all your happiness, sadness, stress, misery, accomplishments, failures. It is the longest running commitment you will ever make in your life. So don't worry, Anjana. Having an awesome husband like Afraz will make it a little bit easier. All right, so according to askmen.com, being a committed husband is like a job where you get more responsibilities the longer you stay. And particularly, if you don't have a good relationship with your boss, it'll kind of make you crazy. Lucky for you, Anjana, Afraz is the perfect man for this job. Afraz puts the capital D in dedicated and the C in committed. He is strong-willed. Maybe a hothead at times, but maybe that's why he's bald now, right? But Anjana, I'm sure you already know this, but Af is kind, he's honest, down to earth, and super charming. You know that smile he has? You know, the one that melts your heart and makes your knees weak? I know that you have chosen a mate that has all the right qualities needed for a long and fulfilling life ahead. The only challenge ahead that I can see for the both of you is the top shelf in the kitchen. To Afraz and Anjana, best wishes ahead. Be loving, be kind, be patient, and always be 100% committed to each other, and happiness will always be with you. We are all here to support you, so never hesitate to seek help. Again, congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Let's hear it again one more time for Stefan. All right, get off the stage, boy. Hey. Good boy. So, now, do you all want to hear from the groom? The man himself? All right. Oh. Okay. But before we hear from the groom, we'll hear from him shortly. We'll ask Brandon Thomas to please come and bring greetings on his behalf as well. Brandon?
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brandon, also known as Tom. I've known Afraz for the better part of 15 years now, long enough for him to specifically ask that I don't embarrass him tonight on his very special day. And so this speech will be very short, just like Afraz. I first met Afraz when we both attended music lessons at Shoguna's temple. We didn't speak much then, but when I transferred to Kuvasek in Form 2, he happened to be in the same class as I was, and that was the start of our lifelong bromance. Right? In all the time that Afraz and I have known each other, we consider each other to be more than just friends. And for all you who thinking, far off, not lovers, but brothers. One of the fondest memories I have of Afraz was sharing lunch with him and our group of friends every day in Kuvasek, and clearly, whoever I shared my food with meant a lot to me. With brotherhood comes a very special bond, a certain level of transparency and trust for one another. I'm sure we can all agree on that. So it came as a shock to me when I found out he had been hiding his girlfriend from me for months. In fact, I wouldn't have found out if my parents did not catch him in Price Plaza with Anjana. Tell the truth. Right. Good. And to make things worse, we had to wait a few extra months to meet Anjana. But after getting to know Anjana from our very few and far apart encounters, we realized that she was a perfect match for him. At first, she was quiet, reserved, and very mindful, which, as some of us know, is the complete opposite of Afraz, with his rude outer timing and embarrassing self. But thankfully, Anjana knows exactly the right way to deal with him when he goes off on his tantrums. One look, and she shuts him down one time. That is manners, and he learned his place very well. But this relationship is one that is abundant with love. There was one moment in particular where I knew Afraz had found the love of his life. He woke me up in the middle of the night to ask me, "Hey Tom, by chance you have a pink sheet of cardboard?" When I told him no, it promptly turned into a scavenger hunt to find this very important sheet of cardboard. And this is what he did with it. He cut a large heart out of the cardboard, drove to Anjana's street, stood at the end of the street and held it up high. Well, as high as Afraz could lift up something, right? So that Anjana could see him from her bedroom window. Well, yeah, give Afraz a round of applause for that. Also, on behalf of all the men here, thank you. We will all be asked a very critical question tonight. Why you never do anything like that for me? Right. So good luck to those of you who do not have an appropriate answer for that question. And the reason I know that Anjana loves Afraz is for a much simpler reason, but very impactful. It's because of the fact that they had gotten together while Afraz had a mohawk and a receding hairline. And just to clarify, these things happened simultaneously, not separate, together. Right? And look at them now. Not a strand of hair on his perfectly bald head. And they got married. I can't say if it's because Anjana that he lost all of his hair, but she definitely stuck with him through thick and thin. And to be more accurate, thick and thin hair. All jokes aside about Afraz's shortness, his temperament, and him being bald, one standout trait of Afraz, which I've come to know and experience, is his caring and supportive nature. If it's one thing I can say without a doubt, is that no matter what may come your way, you could always depend on Afraz, and I'm sure he'll do the same for Anjana. He'll do everything he can to make you happy, but from what he's told me over the years, you're not just someone he can live with, but someone he can't live without. I know there's no one he'd rather spend the rest of his eternity with. So now, let's raise a toast to the newlyweds. Right? May you all continue to be blessed with health, wealth, and a happy life together. To the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Khan. All right, give them a round of applause.
All right, one more time for Thomas. That was well done. So now we are finally going to hear from the groom himself. Come, Afraz, everybody wants to hear you.
I have my phone as well. Good night, everyone. Good evening. Thank you all for all the wonderful words of kindness, embarrassing words of, embarrassment. But most of all for being here to celebrate our special day. So on behalf of my wife and I, there is no one else that we wish to spend it with than you guys in the audience. So for those of you, for those of you who know me, I don't have a problem with playing an instrument in front of hundreds of people. But when it comes to public speaking, I suck. I tend to get nervous, and therefore we'll make it short, very, very short, like me. Right? So just a brief story of how Anjana and I met. We met at UWI 6.5 years ago, and I was sitting copying someone's draft to get through my life as an electrical engineer. And I had to finish, but I heard someone screaming for help. And no, it's not what Brandon said, not what Thomas said, that I look forward to helping people all the time. At that point, I just wanted to macro and see what was going on. All right? When I arrived at that particular row, I just saw 3 girls sitting on the ground, on the chairs, talking, a lot of people studying, and that noise went away. But then I saw her, and I told myself I had to speak to this girl, but how? So I made up some crazy madness about an assignment, went up to her, spoke to her just to break the ice about, obviously, work. And from that day on, she started to stalk me. And look where we are, we're married now. Annie Mohawk, whoever said that, yeah. I didn't have it then, I had a full head of hair. But one thing led to the next, and conversations started to feel easy, and all the truths behind our past were spoken, so we had nothing to hide amongst each other. And she felt, most of all, my foundation is my family. That's not. And she fell right in. So after we made it official, that was a a Saturday night, she was out with her grandparents and mom having dinner in Fiesta Plaza. She begged me not to come. But my cousins and I were on a ghost run, and we decided to just pop in. And when I walked into that area, she couldn't watch me at all. She just bowed her head in shame, because I'm the bold-faced guy who walks up to her parents. I just introduce myself and I walk away. And, well, yeah, that was it. I told you that's the day she started to stalk me, right? Well, from that point, she started to stalk me. But we made it official that day. But 1.5 years ago, well, roughly, I asked her to marry me. And, well, it was about 2 minutes where I thought it was going to be no because she was just crying. But that was something special to me, to see her cry like that, and now we are married. Fun fact, 3 months into the relationship as boyfriend and girlfriend, I heard the same noise again, the same noise I was telling you about before, right? But this time I was with her family and I heard it, so I was a bit confused. And unknowingly to me, she only does this when she's comfortable with particular persons. It's a laugh that she has that whole family, the whole Debadine family knows that Anjana has. And at that point, I know that she was comfortable with me. And that actually promoted our relationship from there, and from there just is magic. So, all fun and jokes aside, Anjana, formerly known as Babe, I don't really call her Anjana, it sounds so weird. Yes, I may have imprinted myself forcefully into your life, just coming and being myself, into your heart. But know that you are my heart. You are my best friend, my soulmate, and the love of my life. I look forward to spending every moment with you. To continue our adventures as husband and wife, starting from tomorrow evening. From tonight, whatever. Forgive me, I'm nervous. And I love you. And to my family, to my mom, dad, my grandma, brother, sister-in-law, my little niece, uncles, all of my uncles, all of my aunts, my extremely large group of cousins, and the group of family friends who are like family to me, so you all also my cousins, and my close friends, who you all are. Thank you all again for all that you have contributed for us, for all that you all have contributed and all the support that you have provided. That's not, hold on, I lost the page. Right, all the support that you all have provided, I couldn't done it without you guys, and I don't know how to thank you all enough for what you all have done. Thank you for making this day possible and for making all attempts to ensure everything was completed, and clearly you see it's wonderful. You truly show, well, for everyone, you truly show what a family unit can be and what happens when challenges are presented. So I love you all very much, and thank you for that. To my new family, my father-in-law, no, I'm bald head like you, my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, where is he? Yeah, who has also supported me since day one. To all my new uncles, my new aunts, all my new cousins and friends on our side, my wife and I side. Thank you all as well for all that you have done. To her parents and grandparents for raising her to be such a beautiful girl that she is. From day one, you all accepted me into your family. I never felt like a stranger. Especially the first day when we came, the first thing we could talk about was Orlando, which was, for me, something that I share with my family, so I felt as one with you guys. Supporting us throughout the years. A year and a half ago when I made the decision to ask you guys to marry your daughter, you all didn't hesitate. You all gave me your blessing immediately. And for this year, we started to build our home, and you never left, and you've supported me throughout that entire process. Thank you. You all are also a very strong family unit, and also are you're not bounded by any challenges. And there is no way that we can repay you guys for what you all did for us, because it's perfect, and we love you all as well. So for those who have missed out, please forgive me, but thank you all as well. And finally, hold on. Finally. A toast to my beautiful wife, to my beautiful family and friends. Let's have an enjoyable night. Let's reach home safely and live long and prosper. Thank you.
You see me as a man, love to play, love to jam.
That was really, really nice to actually hear you, Afraz, bring that sort of greetings from your heart. Right? Give him a round of applause again.